for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Graveside service for Janet D. Harris, age 77, of Sylacauga, is this morning at 10 a.m. from Evergreen Cemetery in Sylacauga. The Reverend Harold Maherg officiating. Online condolences at curtisonfh.com. Miss Harris died at the age of 77 on Sunday. Curtis & Son Funeral Home directing. Graveside service for Winston Clyde Pody Sr., age 83, of Childersburg, will be Thursday at 11 o'clock from Green Hill Memorial Gardens of Childersburg. Mr. Pody died August the 18th at his residence. Online condolences at curtisonfunerals.com. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel directing. Visitation for Mr. Henry Hill will be on Friday night at Curtis & Son North from 5:30 until 8 p.m. with a funeral service at 1 at the North Chapel of Curtis & Son Funeral Home on Saturday. Curtis & Son Funeral Home, North Chapel directing. Funeral service for our funeral arrangements for Mr. Thomas Ragland Jr., age 49, will be announced by Goodson Funeral Home in Talladega. Mr. Ragland died August 14th. And arrangements to be announced too for Mr. Memphis B. Swain, age 50. Those services announced by S.M. Goodson Funeral Home in Talladega. In other obituary news this morning, celebration of life for Mr. William Edward Sonny Boy Lawler, age 77, will be Thursday at 11 o'clock from Evergreen Cemetery in Sylacauga. Reverend Robert Duncan officiating. Public viewing today from 1 until 7 o'clock at Community Funeral Home. Mr. Lawler died August 13th at his residence in Sycamore. Online condolences at communityfuneralhome.org. Community Funeral Home directing. Graveside service for Patricia Edmondson Donahue, age 68, of Sylacauga, is today at 11 a.m. from Fayetteville Methodist Cemetery. Brother John Limbaugh officiating. Ms. Donahue died August 17th at Sylacauga Health and Rehab. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleysmith.com. Radley Smith Funeral Home directing. Funeral service for Mr. Thomas Nathaniel Tommy Matchin, age 87, of Sylacauga, will be today at 2 o'clock from the chapel at our Radley Smith Funeral Home. Brother Jeff Adams officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. The family receiving friends today from 12:30 to 1:30 at the funeral home. Mr. Matchett died August 17th at Sylacauga Health and Rehab. Memorial messages can be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home, Alexander City, in charge of the arrangements. Benjamin Michael Gatlin, age 31, died August 16th. Graveside service at 11 o'clock Friday, Pine Hill Memorial Park, with Jackie Morgan officiating. The family will host friends 6 until 8 o'clock on Thursday night at Ursery Funeral Home in Talladega. Online condolences at urseryfuneralhome.com. Ursery Funeral Home, Talladega directing. And Mrs. Edna Dolly Ruth George died August 16th. Funeral service Thursday at Talladega Funeral Home Chapel, with burial to follow in the Midway Memory Gardens. Visitation tonight, 6 until 8 o'clock at the funeral home. Talladega Funeral Home directing that service. That's a look at obituaries this morning, brought to you by Curtis & Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. For pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975, Curtis & Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.